Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to learn the alphabet. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Play-Doh compounds, and we're going to use those compounds to make the letters on the alphabet. Alright, are you guys ready to do it with me? Okay, let's do it together. I'm gonna zoom in. The first letter we're going to learn is letter A. A. And since it is a red compound, we're going to use this red letter A to make the letter A. Are you ready? Here we go. There's letter A. And this is an apple. Apple. It begins with letter A. Let's go to the next letter. This is letter B. And since it is an orange compound, I'm going to use this orange B. Alright, ready? Here we go. There's letter B. And this is a boy. And boy begins with letter B. Okay. Next letter is letter C. C. And since letter C has a blue compound on it, we're going to use this to make letter C. Okay, are you ready? Here we go. There's letter C, and this is a cat, and it begins with letter C. Okay, next letter is letter D. D, and since it is a green compound, we're going to use this green letter to make the D letter. Are you ready? Here we go. Okay, and this is a dog. Dog, and it begins with letter D. Let's move on to the next letter. Next letter is letter E. E, and it has a red compound. We're going to use this to make letter E. It's kind of sticky. Oh. Alright, that's letter E. And this is an egg. Egg. And it begins with letter E. Let's move on to the next letter. Letter F. F. And since it has the orange compound, we're going to use this to make the letter F. Alright, and this is a fish. Fish, and it begins with letter F. Okay, let's move on to the next letter. Letter G. G, and it has blue compound. So we're going to use this to make the letter G. Okay, and this is a girl. Girl, and it begins with letter G. Let's move on to the next letter. This is letter H. H, and since it has green compound, we are going to use this to make the letter H. Okay, and this is a hat. Hat, and it begins with letter H. Let's move on to the next letter. Letter I. I, and it has red compound. Here's the letter I. Okay, and this is eyes. Eyes. And it begins with letter I. Let's move on to the next letter. Letter J. J. And since it has orange compound, we're going to use this to make a letter J. Very good. And this is a jar. Jar. And it begins with letter J. Okay, let's move on to the next letter. Letter K. K. And it has blue compound. We're going to use this to make the letter K. Here we go. There it is. And this is a kite. Kite. And it begins with letter K. Let's move on to the next letter. Letter L. L. And it has green compound on it. We're going to use this to make the letter L. Very beautiful. And this is a lion. Lion. And it begins with letter L. Let's move on to the next letter. Letter M. M. And the compound is blue. So we're going to use this to make the letter M. Ready? Very nice. And this is a mouse. Mouse. It begins with letter M. Next letter is letter N. N. And this is orange compound. Here's the orange. There it is. And this is a net. Net. Begins with an N. Alright. Let's move on to the next letter. Letter O. O. And it is a blue compound. Here's letter O. Very beautiful. And this is an orange. Orange. And it begins with an O. Let's move on to the next letter. Letter P. P. And this is a green compound. We're going to use this to make the P. There it is. And this is a pig. Pig. And it begins with letter P. Let's move on to the next letter. Letter Q. Q. And it has red compound. Here is the letter Q. Good job. And this is a quail. Quail. And it begins with letter Q. Let's move on to the next letter. Letter R. R. And it has orange compound. And here's letter R. We're going to make it. There's letter R. And this is a rabbit. Rabbit. And it begins with letter R. Next letter is letter S. S. And it has blue compound. Here's the letter S. Looks very good. Here's a sun. Sun. And it begins with an S. Let's move on to the next letter. Letter T. T. And it has green compound. There's letter T. This is a tree. Tree. And the tree is green as well. And it begins with letter T. Alright, let's move on to the next letter. Letter U. U. And it is red compound. Here's letter U. There it is. And this is an umbrella. Umbrella. And it begins with letter U. I like this umbrella. It's so colorful. Okay, let's move on to the next letter. Letter V. V. And it has orange compound. Here's letter V. There you go. And this is a violin. Violin. And it begins with letter V. Do you know how to play the violin? Leave a comment in the comment section below. I'm curious to know. Okay, let's move on to the next letter. Letter W. W. And it is red. Red. So we're going to use this to make the W. Here we go. Alright, this is a web. Web. And it begins with the letter W. Alright, the next one is X. X. And it is green. So we're going to use this green X to make the letter X. Okay, and this is X-ray. X-ray. When you take X-ray, you can actually see your bones inside. And it begins with an X. Let's move on to the next letter. Letter Y. Y. And it has red compound on top of it. So we're going to use this to make the letter Y. Okay, and this is yellow. The crayon is yellow. Yellow. And it begins with letter Y. Y. Next letter is letter Z. Z. And it has orange compound on top of it. So we are going to use this to make the letter Z. Okay, that's letter Z. And this is a zipper. Zipper. And it begins with letter Z. Okay guys, that's it for the alphabet. Let's do it with me one more time. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Good job, guys! Thank you so much for watching. If you like the video, please like and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye!